Recording in progress.
All right, welcome everybody to tonight's meeting. It's our March 19th Planning Commission meeting. We'll do a quick pledge of allegiance and then some introductions and go from there. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll do a quick round of introductions of the Planning Commission and then staff.
Lenny Stavenport.
Craig Kitcherman.
Jennifer George.
Danny Schoenfeld.
Dave Bromley.
Steve Wrigley.
And James, you want to do introduction of staff?
Yeah, thank you. My name is James Sorensen. I'm the Community Development Director. Tonight with us, we have here Darian Alcorn, the Senior City Attorney. Mike Wilcox is the Planning Director. Brian McHouston, Assistant Community Development Director. Let's see, I think we have Clinton Spencer, Development Services Manager for the city. Sarah Stringham's a planner. Some item on tonight. Brittany Ward, Assistant Public Works Director. Ivan Hooper, Transportation Engineer. And Aisha over here is the Planning Secretary. I think that's it for our staff. Thanks.
Okay, we have a pretty big agenda tonight, and we'll try to get through that as timely as possible. Our first item on the agenda is the Pink Box arcade use and extended hours of operation. I think, Sarah, you've got that one. Mike, are you doing the introduction first?
All right. So this item is as you stated, a conditional use request submitted by the property owner, Pink Box Donuts. They are seeking to operate an arcade use from this location in addition to the retail sales business of the donut shop. They're also seeking to operate a little bit earlier than typical. Before 6 a.m. is required to have a conditional use permit as well. This item is located at 10235 South State Street, and the applicant is attending online. Mr. Mike Kurz, I believe, is speaking on behalf of the applicant. Mr. Kurz, I'm going to allow you to unmute yourself and present to the Planning Commission.
Good evening. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Great. Thank you, guys. As Mike mentioned, my name is Mike Kurz. I'm the VP of Construction and Facilities for Pink Box Donuts. I wanted to thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. Additionally, we at Pink Box, we're really excited to come join the Sandy community this summer and open our Pink Box Donut shop there on State Street. Tonight, we're requesting approval, like Mike mentioned, for a conditional use permit at our property located at 10235 South State Street. We're currently renovating that property to a Pink Box Donut shop. The request tonight is for arcade use and extended hours of operation. The subject property was built in 1996. It's approximately 4,000 square feet set on approximately 0.68 acres, and it's located in the CBD zone. We're proposing an arcade as an accessory use within the Pink Box Donut shop. The arcade is proposed to operate under the same business hours as the donut shop, and it will occupy the former play place area of the restaurant and is about 1,105 square feet in total. So it's that area in pink on the screen. The building prior was a Feast Box restaurant, and prior to that was a Burger King where the play place was in. The total building size is 4,000 square feet, so the arcade spot is just over 1,100 square feet. We're proposing to have no more than 20 arcade games in the designated arcade area, and it will be accessed through the restaurant space. We're not proposing any seating in the arcade. However, we will allow our customers to take food and drink purchase from the donut shop into the arcade area. Our Pink Box team members will maintain that arcade area of the shop. Additionally, as Mike mentioned, we're proposing to operate a little bit earlier than what's currently allowed. Currently allowed to open at 6 a.m. We're proposing to open at 5 a.m., just a little bit earlier, primarily to sell our donuts at the location, being a good early morning food. But that's about the scope of our what we're proposing here, and please let me know if you have any questions.
Any commissioner questions? Okay. Oh, Steve?
So my question on 5 o'clock in the morning, you have run several of these stores. Is that the typical time that you open?
Correct. That's the typical time that we open our shops. We just opened a shop in American Fork, Utah, and we're proposing to operate the same hours that we're currently doing at American Fork.
Does that answer your question, Steve? Yeah. Okay. Sarah, did you have any other additional?
I don't think I have anything to add if you guys have any questions for me, but just that, I guess one thing, we did receive a phone call earlier this week, and so those comments were sent to the Planning Commission as well as to the applicant. So I'll mention that, and then staff doesn't have concerns. We are recommending approval of the arcade and then approval to amend the existing conditional use permit for the extended hours.
Thank you. I think this item has been noticed to the public. Is there anybody here tonight who would like to speak on this item? No? Anybody online, Mike?
If you're joining us via Zoom webinar and would like to comment on this particular item, please use the raise your hand feature now, and we'll address you one at a time. I'm seeing no hands.
Okay, we'll close that and bring it back to the commission for deliberation and possible action. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah. Question on parking. Is there going to be sufficient parking for a donut shop and an arcade? It'll probably be the same thing, I would guess, as far as customers, but.
Yes, yeah, we looked at the parking uses and we don't consider what's required for the restaurant use is what we would look at. We're not gonna say like double park them to say they need like the arcade use and the restaurant use. The restaurant use,
It's square footage,
has enough,
basically.
yeah, it looks at the square footage, so, yes.
Yeah, the other question I have is, as far as, it says no seating means no tables. Will they be able to have chairs and stuff for parents who take their kids to this arcade, or they're going to have to stand?
I don't think there's any seating. I don't know if Mike wants to comment online on that, but I believe that there's no tables or seating.
Not currently great question. Not currently in the plan to have any tables or seating. Generally we're pretty limited on our seating. If we do offer, might be a small bench to sit down on, but nothing permanently affixed to the floor.
Okay, yeah, small benches, and I'm just trying to think, I'm going to take my kids there to do the arcade after that. I'd want some place to sit down while they're playing their games.
Correct. Nothing permanently affixed to the ground.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. With that, is there any other further deliberation questions or possible action?
I'm ready for a motion unless there's other.
Go ahead.
All right, I'll make a motion that the Planning Commission approve a conditional use permit for arcade use in the CBD zone and amending an existing conditional use permit for extended hours as described in the staff report for the property located at 10235 South State Street based on the 4 findings and the 7 conditions detailed in the staff report.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Steve?
Dave Bromley,
Yes.
Steve Wrigley,
Yes.
Lenise Davenport,
Yes.
Craig Kitterman,
Yes.
Jennifer George,
Yes.
Danny Schoenfeld.
Yes.
This motion carries.
Thank you, and good luck with your project. Okay, next on the agenda are a series of annexations. Just going to do a quick kind of just general process for how we're going to hear those tonight, and then how we're going to handle each of those. So I Thank you for everybody that's attended tonight. We have a lot of items on the calendar. We want to make sure that you understand the role of the Planning Commission. And we also want you to, everyone here to speak on the public hearing item that you have the opportunity for, and to be open to the public hearing, to just take a minute to do a couple of housekeeping items. So for tonight's hearing, the public, these items are for the City Council's ultimate decision, both decision ultimately for the annexation and the ultimate planning or the zoning. The Planning Commission's role is to make a recommendation to the City Council. Utah Code requires that the City Council hold a public hearing for annexations, and the public hearing is currently scheduled for April 7th. Utah Code also requires the Planning Commission hold a public hearing for this zoning. As been noticed to the public, we are also holding this public hearing this evening. Because the Planning Commission is tasked with forwarding recommendations both on annexation and zoning, it is most efficient to consider both the annexation and zoning together for each of these proposed annexation area. We will hold one public hearing for with which each item when a person is called on and when you have an opportunity to speak. If you'd like to speak as the individual, you'll have 2 minutes to do so. To help the Planning Commission understand and track the comments, I will announce each annexation in order as it appears on the agenda. I will invite owners of the property to speak on those one at a time. After we have gone through all the annexation areas and the property owners have had a chance to speak, I will invite other members of the public to speak one at a time. If you are one of these final speakers, please relate your comments to the specific annexation area, and please specify which annexation area you are commenting on. Please specify, excuse me, when there are no more speakers remaining, I will close the public hearing, and the Planning Commission will then deliberate and vote. Again, this vote will be for the purposes of forwarding a recommendation to the City Council, which Utah Code identifies as the decision-maker body both for the annexation and final zoning of the property. Just a couple of reminders. If you're here and speaking here in person, please state your name and address and speak clearly into one of the 2 mics. Your comments will be timed and limited to 2 minutes. Please direct your comments to the Planning Commission, not the staff or audience. Comments to the audience are not appropriate. Please respect and recognize the Planning Commission, and we'll listen intently to each one of your concerns or items as we speak to them. And just as a matter of business for tonight, 2 of the items that were noticed for tonight, items 25 and 26, the Alta Approach annexation, and also the LCR annexation number 2 are both tabled for tonight. So those will not be heard, but they were noticed, and we wanted to make sure that we noticed that, and we will take action just as a tabling for a future meeting.
Should we do the tabling at this point, I guess?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll make a motion that we, Planning Commission table Alta Approach annexation and the LCR2 annexation to a date uncertain.
Is there a second?
Hold on a
Oh,
second.
sorry.
As the item was noticed to the public, that we should be able to take comment.
Oh, sure. Okay. Is there anybody here
Okay.
tonight that would like to speak on either of those 2? Please come down and state your name and address, please. Sorry, I process question.
No worries, I wasn't sure if you were gonna do comment.
Yeah,
Since
please
we're
go ahead. You'll
tabling
have 2
it, or
minutes.
not. And I saw something in the procedures that I get a little more than 2 minutes if I represent the whole HOA that's part of that, or no?
Just 2 minutes.
2 minutes,
Yes.
okay, I'll talk fast. My name is Josh Cantor, I'm the member of the Granite Community Council, president of the Alta Approach Homeowners Association, and homeowner and resident at 3972 Alta Approach Road. Thank you for the opportunity, I'm gonna go really quickly. To begin, I'll note that given the limited timing and information available, I personally, and as president of our HOA, strongly object to the proposed annexation by Sandy City of the 4 homes that are located within our HOA, as well as the condominium development and single-family homes also proposed for annexation to our east. Those are the properties that make up 25 and 26 on today's agenda. I hope to articulate our reasons for that fairly quickly. First and foremost, these annexations run directly contrary to the wishes of the very property owners who would be subject to them. In the absence of any demonstrable hardship to Sandy City, and none has been identified, The clear and unified position of the homeowners should be decisive. Property owners overwhelmingly do not want this annexation. It's important to clarify that both the Alta Approach and Quarry Drive are private streets, meaning Sandy will have no current or future obligation to maintain them with or without annexation. The process itself appears to be driven almost exclusively by old water service or annexation letters, rather than by any coherent planning principles or the goal of keeping communities intact. The result is, quite frankly, nonsensical. In the Alta Approach PUD, the result is that Sandy would annex the westernmost and easternmost homes in our community while leaving the rest of our neighborhood in unincorporated Salt Lake County. This would literally split our community into 2 jurisdictions and essentially split our community into 3 sections. Sandy has also not articulated how its stated interest in serving the public good is met by annexing only selected parcels within a larger peninsula area. If Sandy believed the entire peninsula area should be within Sandy, we would expect to see that presented. Instead, the patchwork approach suggests that Sandy may know it cannot lawfully annex the entire peninsula under current city-initiated annexation law, and is relying solely on those old water service letters to justify this partial and fractured expansion. Compounding this, several of the targeted properties do not appear to be contiguous with Sandy's existing borders, while other properties with contiguous borders have been left out. The proposed annexation of the easternmost home in Alta Approach, the condominium development, and the homes east of it would create non-contiguous islands of jurisdiction. It's difficult to see how that serves anyone's municipal interests. HB 330 also bears mention. Under that legislation, as you well know, the entire peninsula at the canyon entrance, including every property in the area now subject to Sandy's annexation effort, was explicitly excluded from the Granite City Incorporation proposal, so the area could remain intact within unincorporated Salt Lake County. That preserved the status quo that we as property owners prefer and are asking you to respect.
So your 2 minutes are up.
Thank you.
The rules online say 5 minutes for somebody representing a group, which I represent.
If you
So
finish what you
I
have
would
to
like
say.
to finish if you'd allow me to.
Yes, please finish.
Thank you. Finally, it's far from clear that these water letters and annexation letters are legally enforceable. Many are unrecorded, which we would assume is customary and legally required process vis-a-vis the legality of covenants that run with the land and are proposed to be binding on successor owners, in some instances decades after the original agreements were executed. Building a city-initiated annexation on such a foundation, particularly if there's no contiguity with the city, raises serious procedural concerns. Beyond all these technical issues, I want to emphasize a more personal note. This annexation effort is breaking up our community. I've been a member in any number of meetings over the past decades wherein Sandy City officials have explicitly said they would not do this and would respect the wishes of the constituents they annex. Yet that is exactly what is happening here. Until Sandy initiated this process, I had never imagined the city would attempt to divide an established neighborhood without conversation, collaboration, or demonstrated benefit. It makes us feel less like constituents and more like pawns in a strategy that has not been explained. That alone has shifted community sentiment dramatically. Similarly, it's also probably worth noting that it seems grossly unfair, if not negligent, to surprise neighbors and neighborhoods like ours without reasonable notice, discussion, or opportunity to consult with each other, let alone professionals. Perhaps none of you have ever lived in an HOA, though I doubt that. If you do, then you know that getting the timing and the difficulty and the cost that this is causing us is significant. That is not what I would say is an encouraging welcome to Sandy atmosphere. Without foreclosing our willingness to continue collaborative conversations about what is and is not in the interest of the homeowners, Sandy City, and Salt Lake County, for all these reasons, we respectfully request that Sandy discontinue its efforts to annex the Alta Approach and Canyon Entrance properties and allow our neighborhood to remain what it already is, a cohesive, contiguous part of unincorporated Salt Lake County. Thank you for the additional time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
For the opportunity to speak.
Is there anybody else here tonight on those 2 items? Anybody online, Mike? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, please. Come down. You'll have 2 minutes. Please just state your name and address, please.
My name is John Benfato. I live at 4086 East Quarry Drive in the condominium complex. I'm here representing the board. I'm a board member.
Is this part of items 24 and or 25 and 26?
Yes, it's
okay.
the LC2.
Okay, thank you.
It's the,
Thank you.
the what?
Okay.
So first of all, I just want to thank Josh for presenting so much information so quickly. We submitted a letter to Brian this afternoon basically stating that we had no idea that Sandy was going to try this or attempt this, and we just need more time. And we were not aware of the agreements that were shown to us that were from the 1980s. We need time to evaluate this and make a decision as a community. And we're thankful that it appears you guys are going to table it for further consideration. And we welcome a conversation with Sandy. If Sandy wants to sit down and talk to us about the benefits of annexation, you know, we have a community that it's, you know, we have HOA meetings, we have, the owners are engaged. You know, we welcome the opportunity to discuss the pros and cons of annexation with Sandy, but right now, we just feel like we were very surprised with what happened, and we would request that the process stop until we can kind of get time to evaluate the options. So, thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else? Mike, anybody online?
If you are joining us via Zoom webinar and would like to speak on items 25 and 26, you may use the raise your hand feature now, and we'll address you one at a time. And please note that the Q&A feature on Zoom is not for public comment. Public comment has to be taken during the public comment periods using the raise your hand feature. I'm seeing no hands raised.
Okay, we'll close that to public comment and bring that back to the commission for the underlying motion.
Okay, so my motion stands. Do I need to repeat it, or are we good?
Is there a second?
And there was
Oh, second, and Jennifer seconded.
Dave Bromley,
yes.
Jennifer George,
Yes.
Steve Wrigley,
Yes.
Lenise Davenport,
Yes.
Craig Kitterman,
Yes.
Danny Schoenfeld.
Yes,
This motion carries.
thank you. The first item, going back to the original order, was the Walters annexation. Brian, you want to take that one first?
Thank you, Chair. The Walters annexation is located at 2587 East Little Cottonwood Road. You can see that on the map here. So the property owner signed a consent to annex into Sandy City in June of 2024. This property currently is zoned A1 in the county, which is historically been similar to our R110 zone in Sandy City. Just to make a quick note that this is a legal non-conforming lot. I included a little snippet of the plat in the staff report that the county approved this with a note that this would be a legal non-conforming lot. So we would recommend the planning commission forward a recommendation at the appropriate time.
Thank you. Is the property owner here for this item? Okay. We'll close that to public comment, or excuse me, is there anybody online, Mike?
If you are joining us via Zoom webinar and would like to speak to this particular item, please use the raise your hand feature now, and we'll address you one at a time. I'm seeing no hands raised.
Okay, we'll close that to public comment then. Next is the Kessel annexation.
Yeah, the Cassell annexation. This includes 3 different properties. 2 of them are off of a subdivision called the Larkin Mini Subdivision. That's 2802 East and 2798 East Cassell Drive. And then the third one is south of those 2 properties, located at 9538 Deer Run Place. And the county zoning is R110, and Sandy City would be R110 as well.
Thank you. Is the property owner here tonight that would like to speak to this? If you would please come down and state your name and address for the record. You'll have 2 minutes.
Yeah, my name's Rod Glover. I own the property at 2802 East Cassell Drive. Brian's correct that we are off of Cassell as far as access to our lane. On the property map, it shows that we're hooked up to Deer Run Place, which is not the case. Deer Run Place dead ends basically at our property line. There's 2 concerns. One is, of course, the pending, or not pending, anticipation of getting incorporated into Granite City. If that does happen, then, and I get annexed into Sandy City prior to that being resolved, I will then be an island of Sandy City in the middle of Granite incorporation. So the reverse will happen to me. So right now, everything's through the county. My sewer, my garbage, and everything goes that way. Sandy City stops at the west side of Casell Drive, and I guess Sandy's down below there, I'm not really sure. But I would propose or like that anything on my property and my neighbors not be acted upon as far as zoning until there is the permanent items are in place for either incorporation of Granite City, or if Sandy City ends up annexing the rest of the property around me, then I guess I'd be going into it. I do support the Granite incorporation. I donated to it and I signed the deal, so I am involved in it through that manner. So I would like to see that carried forward first before anything action is done on my property.
Thank you. Anybody online, Mike?
If you are joining us via Zoom webinar and would like to speak to this particular item, please use the raise your hand feature now and we'll address you one at a time. I am seeing no other hands.
Okay, we'll close that to public comment. We'll do the next one, Clark annexation.
So the Clark annexation is just further east up the road, 2875 east, 9460 south. The property owner signed a consent back in 2017. The county zoning is R110, proposed to be R110 in Sandy as well.
Is the property owner here and would like to speak to this item tonight? Please come down and state your name and address for the record, please. You'll have 2 minutes.
My name's Caroline Clark. I live at 2875 East Casell, or 9460. I really just don't know enough information. And so I don't know exactly, can I just ask questions, or is this how this works?
Staff would be able to help you after this
Okay.
public meeting to answer any of those additional questions.
Okay,
Sure.
so do I just call them, or is that
Brian,
you?
yeah, Brian.
I can talk to you afterwards. Yeah, call me tomorrow.
Okay. Okay, I'll talk to them then.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else to this item? Property owner spoken. Anybody online?
If you would like to comment on this particular item, please use the raise your hand feature now if you're joining us via Zoom, and we'll address you one at a time. I am seeing no other hands raised.
Okay, we'll close that to public comment. Next item is the Hidden Pine annexation.
Yeah, these properties are 9516, 9535 South Hidden Pine Lane. Property owners signed an annexation letter back in 2025 and 2023. The county zoning is R115. Sandy City would be R115 as well. And if possible, I'd like to do the next one as well, because it's the neighbor at 9516 South, the
Sure.
Smith annexation. Once he saw the other signs for the two other properties, he called and requested to be annexed in as well. So he signed a consent on March 9th, 2026.
Thank you. On these two items of 6 and 7, is there anybody here in the audience would like to speak on this topic? Mike, anybody online?
If you are joining us via Zoom webinar and would like to speak on the Smith annexation or the Hidden Pine annexation, please use the raise your hand feature now, and we'll address you one at a time. I am seeing no hands raised.
We'll close that to public comment and go on to the next one, the Pingree annexation.
Yeah, Pingree annexation located at 9620 South, 3100 East. Property owner signed the consent back in 2020. The current property or current zoning in the county is R121. Sandy does not have an R121. The closest thing is R120, so we would propose the R120 zone.
Is the property owner here tonight that would like to speak on this topic? Please come down. And if you'll just state your name and address for the record, please. You'll have 2 minutes.
Yes, I'm Duffy Pingree. I live at 9620 South, 3100 East. My question, I guess, is, this is my wife, Joan, too, as well. So it says that we consented to it, but when we rebuilt our house on that property, we were told we had no choice. we had to sign that document in order to connect the house up to the exact same pipe that we had connected with the prior house. So I guess that's my number one question. And also, we're interested in this Granite City development that they're creating, and so I want to know if this annexation overrides that, if I have the possibility of still being in the Granite City.
Staff would be able to answer
Okay.
those questions offline for you,
That's
absolutely.
my question. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Mike, anybody online on this top item?
If you are joining us via Zoom webinar and would like to speak to this particular item on the Pingree annexation, please use the raise your hand feature now and we'll address you one at a time. I'm seeing no other hands raised.
Okay, we'll close that to public comment. Item number 10 is the Anderson annexation.
Yeah, just down the road at 9635 South, 3100 East. Signed the petition back in 2005. County zoning is R115. Proposal in Sandy is R115. I will mention that Mrs. Anderson did call me and email me, and she expressed an interest to stay within, she would like to be part of the Granite community if that incorporates, so just wanted to make a record of that.
Thank you. Is the property owner here tonight that would like to speak on this item? Anybody online, Mike?
If you're joining us via Zoom webinar and would like to speak on the Anderson annexation, please use the raise your hand feature now and we'll address you one at a time. I am seeing no hands raised.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is the Miller annexation, number 10.
This one's located at 3017 East Granite Meadow Lane. Property owner signed the consent back in 2020. The county zoning is R121, so we would propose R120 here in Sandy City.
Is the property owner here tonight and would like to speak on this item? Anybody online, Mike?
If you're joining us via Zoom webinar and would like to speak to this particular item for the Miller annexation, please use the raise your hand feature now and we'll address you one at a time. I'm seeing no hands raised.
Thank you. We'll close that to public comment. The next item, number 11, is the parish annexation.
Located at 2995 East Mount Jordan Road. Property owner signed the consent back in 2018. Current zoning in the county is R115, proposed to be R115 in Sandy City.
This item has been noticed to the public. Is there the property owner here tonight that would like to speak to this item? Mike, anybody online?
If you're joining us via Zoom webinar and would like to speak on the parish annexation, please use the raise your hand feature now and we'll address you one at a time. I am seeing no hands.
Thank you. We'll close that to public comment. The next item, number 12, is the Sieverts annexation.
Located at 9876 South, 2700 East. Signed a consent back in 2020. County zoning is R143. We don't have an R143, but we do have an R140. So that would be our recommendation. And included in your packet, we did get an email from Anna Sieverts asking for withdrawal letter from this annexation.
Thank you. This item has been noticed to the public. Is there anybody here that would like to speak on this item? Please come down and state your name and address for the record, please. You'll have 2 minutes.
Excuse me, my name is Vaughn Cox. My address is 9906 South, 2700 East. I'm the parcel that is just south of the Sieverts property. And I want to comment on several annexations, and I've written them up in a letter that I could hopefully.
If you want to give it to the staff.
I want to object to this annexation for 2 reasons. The first is that it doesn't have a border that's contiguous with Sandy City. You're essentially making an island within an island. And there are actually 5 of the total annexed parcels that have this situation where they don't have contiguous boundary within Sandy City, and they're listed in my letter. That's my first objection. The second objection is this parcel used to be serviced for culinary water by the North Dry Creek Irrigation Culinary System, which Sandy City purchased in 1992. In the contract, there is a clause that says Sandy agrees not to use culinary water to justify any annexations of any of the properties that were on the North Dry Creek system prior to Sandy's purchase of the water system. So based on that contract, if Sandy were to annex this property, they would be in violation of that covenant of the contract. So those are the two reasons why I object to this. There's another parcel, the Evanson property. If you go to the second page of my letter, that's also under the North Dry Creek water purchase agreement, that it should not be annexed because that contract said that Sandy would not annex that parcel where it would use water for the justification for that annexation. And that's all I have to say about those two. I have comments on some others that I'll be back up later on.
Okay, thank you. If
Okay.
if you're not directly to the property owner, I would say that you would need to wait till after all of the annexation. So we'll,
No,
if you'll hold
when
on.
you mention that, the property, I'll come up at that time.
Right, but if you're not directly the property owner itself, we're asking just the property owner to make comment on that, and then if you have general comments for all of these other related ones, you can wait till after.
Till the very end?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else related to that property online?
If you're joining us via Zoom webinar and would like to speak on the Sieverts annexation, please use the raise your hand feature now, and we'll address you one at a time. I am seeing no hands raised.
Okay, we'll close that to the public comment. We'll go on to item number 13, the Jadkin annexation. I probably mispronounced that.
Yeah, this one's located at 2627 East, 10,000 South. Former property owner signed a letter and consent back in April of 2024. Property is zoned R143 in the county, proposed to be R140 in Sandy City.
Thank you. Is the property owner here present that would like to speak on this item? Seeing none, Mike, is the property owner possibly online?
If you're joining us via Zoom webinar and would like to speak on this particular item, please use the raise your hand feature now, and we'll address you one at a time. I am seeing no hands.
We'll close that to public comment. Item number 14, the Knight annexation.
Yeah, located at 10116 South Altavilla Drive. Property owner signed back in 2004. R143 is the current zoning property, current zoning in the county. We would propose R140 in Sandy City.
Thank you. Is the property owner here tonight that would like to speak on this? Please come down. Please come down. You'll have 2 minutes.
Yes, my name is Douglas Knight. I live at 10116 Altavilla Drive in Sandy, so Salt Lake County, whatever. Couple comments. First, that your slide should be amended to say property owner was forced to sign a consent petition back in 2004. 22 years ago, we signed that because the only way we could get culinary water was to sign that petition. It was very vague, didn't really spell out things. There was no end-bound date. That's 22 years ago. And now all of a sudden, it's coming up because the Granite Initiative is like coming back with their little information here. So change that, because I was forced. And I'm gonna petition to have my name removed from that petition as well. Second of all, your map is also inaccurate. You show all that red as contiguous. If you look at the real properties on that street that are being being asked to annex, it is not one big continuous block of red there like you have on your diagram. In fact, it breaks it up into islands. So the question starts coming around municipal services and how they're going to be delivered to us. You know, it's like myself and my neighbor across the street, we get annexed, it's going to create an island to the other properties. So is the snowplow going to lift its plow up when it comes to my street and then all of a sudden drop it in front of my house, and then lift it up when it gets to the Burgess's house, and continue down the street, then drop in front of Taylor's house, then pick up and then drop in front of Miller's house. You know, it's not contiguous. So, thank you for your time. I appreciate you listening to me.
Thank you. Mike, anybody else online to speak to this item?
If you're joining us via Zoom webinar, would like to speak on this item, please use the raise your hand feature now, and we'll address you one at a time. I'm seeing no hands raised.
Thank you. Item number 15, the Alta Villa number 1 annexation.
This is property located at 10093 South Altavilla Drive, as well as 10058 South and 10088 South Grouse Creek Circle. You've got the information on when the consents were signed. Some were back in 1982, others were in 2018. Current zoning in the county is R143. Sandy would propose to be R140 and R140A. So the R140A stands for animal rights, so they would be allowed to have large farm animals, and that would be at 10093 South Altavilla Drive.
Thank you. Are any of the property owners here that would like to speak on this item? Anybody online, Mike?
If you're joining us via Zoom webinar and would like to speak on this particular annexation, please use the raise your hand feature now, and we'll address you one at a time. I'm seeing no hands.
Thank you. Next item, number 16, Alta Villa number 2 annexation.
Yeah, so this includes two properties. One owner, the address is 10149 and 10181 South Altavilla Drive. Property owner signed the consent back in 2015. Zoning in the county is R143, proposal to be R140 in Sandy City.
Thank you. This item has been noticed to the public. Is there any of the property owner that here tonight to speak to this item? Anybody online, Mike?
This item's been noticed, and for anyone attending via Zoom webinar and would like to speak on the Alta Villa 2 annexation, please use the raise your hand feature now, and we'll address you one at a time. I'm seeing no hands.
Thank you. We'll close that to public comment. Item number 17, Alta Villa number 3 annexation.
We'll do 17 and 18 together.
Thank you.
Since they're similar situations. Alta Villa 3 is 10184 South Altavilla Drive, and Alta Villa 4 is 10274 and 10302 South Altavilla Drive. So in both situations, both property owners saw the signs out there, called me and expressed an interest in annexing into Sandy, so they signed a consent just on March 9th. Again, the zoning is the same, R143 in the county, proposed R140 here in Sandy.
Thank you. Are any property owners here for item number 17 or 18 tonight? Anybody online, Mike?
If you're joining us via Zoom webinar on these items, 17 and 18, please use the raise your hand feature now, and we'll address you one at a time. I am not seeing any hands.
Thank you. We'll close that to public comment. Number 19, South Miller annexation. Number 19.
So this is located at 10345 South Altavilla Drive. Property owner signed the consent in 2016. Similar zoning, R143 in the county, R140 in Sandy City.
Thank you. This item has been noticed to the public. Is there anybody here tonight who would like to speak on this item? Anybody online, Mike?
If you're joining us via Zoom webinar and would like to speak on this particular item, please use the raise your hand feature now, and we'll address you one at a time. I am seeing no hands.
Thank you. We'll close that to public comment. Number 20, the Fricks annexation.
Located at 10364 South Altavilla Drive. Signed the consent back in 2013. R143 in the county, and proposed to be R140 in Sandy City.
Is there anybody here tonight on this item who would like to speak to this item? Anybody online, Mike?
If you're joining us via Zoom webinar and would like to speak to this particular item, please use the raise your hand feature now and we'll address you one at a time. I am seeing no hands.
Thank you. We'll close that to public comment. And item number 21, Brown annexation.
Located at 3149 East, 9800 South. Former property owner signed back in 2004. I have talked to the current property owner. He has expressed interest in annexing into Sandy City. Current zoning in the county is R115. Proposed Sandy is R115 as well.
Thank you. This item has been noticed to the public. Anyone here would like to speak on this item? The property owner? Anybody online, Mike?
If you're joining us via Zoom webinar on the Brown annexation, please use the raise your hand feature and we'll address you one at a time. I am seeing no hands.
Thank you. We'll close that to public comment. Item number 22, LCR1 annexation.
Yeah, this includes 3 different properties, 3249, 3251, and 3269. Right now, the county's zoning is R121, proposed to be R120 in Sandy City. I did talk with the property owner at 3251, and she requested the animal rights, so we would request to include the R120A for 3251 East Little Cutler.
Thank you. This item has been noticed to the public. Anybody here that would like to speak on this item? Mike, anybody online?
If you're joining us via Zoom webinar to speak on this particular item, please use the raise your hand feature now and we'll address you one at a time. I'm seeing no hands.
We'll close that to public comment. Item number 23, the MSMR annexation.
Located at 9682 South Oakwood Lane. Former property owner signed the annexation. I did not put the date, so I don't remember off the top of my head. But this was zoned R121 in the county and proposed to be R120 in Sandy City.
Thank you. This item has been noticed to the public. Anyone here tonight, the property owner, please come down. You'll have 2 minutes. State your name and address.
Do I need to state the address again?
Yeah, unfortunately, that's just part of the process.
It's 9682 South Oakwood Lane. I have no problem being in Sandy, but as you can see from that map, all of my neighbors are not, and they were all part of the same development. So I would like to know how we just have one letter from the former developer, and we don't have the rest of them. Like the previous person said, I'm a little concerned about services. One of my neighbors there, they saw a house on fire across the lane. You know, the Wasatch goes down, there's kind of a gully there, and on the other side you can see the houses. And they called Sandy City Fire Department, and they called they said, no, we don't handle that. It's United or Unified. And Unified, they came to the house. They said, how the hell do we get across that gully? And it's like, we're supposed to tell you that? And by the time they figured it all out, the house had burned down. And so I'm a little concerned that if something happens, all my neighbors are in a different city. Like I said, I have no problem being in Sandy, but I'd kind of like all the neighbors around me to be in the same city, for services and whatever. If they call, who do they call? Anyway, that's my comments.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. And how do I find out how come the rest of them aren't being added?
Brian McCusion can.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody online that would like to speak to this item?
Yeah, if you're joining us via Zoom webinar and would like to speak on this particular item, please use the raise your hand feature now and we'll address you one at a time. I am seeing no hands on this one.
Thank you. We'll close that to public comment. Item number 24, the Lakai annexation.
This is located at 9565 South Wasatch Boulevard. We have a consent back signed in 2021. This property currently has two zonings in the county, R143 is and C2. And then there's another little box, C2/ZC, which is a zoning condition which allowed them to sell wine. And so Sandy is proposing to zone this to R140 and the CC, which is our community commercial zone.
Thank you. Anybody, is the property here? Please come down and state your name and address for the record. You'll have 2 minutes.
My address or the address of the property?
Address of the property is
The
fine.
address of the property is 9565 South Wasatch Boulevard.
And your name,
That's the one you
and your
noticed.
name?
My name is Robert Taylor. I'm an attorney. and I
Sir, could you
represent
speak
the-
right into
Oh,
one of the
two
two?
mics. If you could pick one of the 2 mics to speak
Pull
in.
it closer to your.
Either or.
Which one?
You can pick either or.
Okay.
Just one or the other.
First of all, I should note that the consent that was referred to.
Sir, we're
has
not
You
been
could just
withdrawn.
speak real closely into that mic. Yeah.
The
Like it's your
consent
best
that-
friend.
That was referred to has already been withdrawn. And so that would be part of the protest that I understand we can file sometime before the council meeting on the 7th, not tonight. We don't need to protest tonight.
That is not part of this process. That is correct.
Correct, good. My understanding is that the process tonight is primarily to consider zoning, assuming that Lakai is annexed in to Sandy. My message is pretty short. We've been working on that. We've been talking to staff. We are not yet ready. We need a little bit more time, and our recommendation and hope is that you will defer it long enough to let us complete that process. There are a number of activities, as I'm sure you understand, that take place at Lakai and that are allowed now. We don't want to find ourselves out of compliance should the annexation occur. We have a number of liquor licenses, for example, that need to be addressed. Significantly for you is that the notice that includes that parcel up there with the crosshatch is not a parcel. It was before, it looks like, but it's not now. It only takes part of some parcels which are outside of that area. And so I don't think that you can do this particular annexation anyway. That'll be addressed if we need to, hopefully just with staff, but if not with staff, excuse me, then we would certainly address that in our protest too. Unless you have questions of me.
Any questions? No. Thank you.
I will just mention that his questions that he brought up obviously are for the city council to decide as far as when it gets to them on April 7th.
Sure.
Thank you for your time. Anybody else online, Mike?
If you're joining us via Zoom webinar and want to speak on this particular item, please use the raise your hand feature now and we'll address you one at a time. I am seeing no hands.
Thank you. We'll close that to public comment. Again, items 25 and 26 were tabled. Item number 27, the TP real estate annexation.
Yeah, this one's located at 10209 South Dimpledale Road. Consent was signed back in 2004. The zoning is R121, proposed to be R120 in Sandy.
Thank you. This item has been noticed to the public. Is there the property owner here tonight in person that would like to speak to this item? Mike, anybody online?
If you're joining us via Zoom webinar on the TP real estate annexation, please use the raise your hand feature now and we'll address you one at a time. I am seeing no hands.
Thank you. We'll close that to public comment. The next item, number 28, the G. Miller annexation.
Yeah, this is located at 10324 South Dimpledale Road. Property owner signed this consent back in 2024. County zone is R121, proposed to be R120 in Sandy.
Thank you. As this item's been noticed to the public, anybody here tonight that would like to speak on this item? Thank you. Anybody online, Mike?
If you're joining us via Zoom webinar and would like to speak on this particular item, please use the raise your hand feature now and we'll address you one at a time. I am seeing no hands.
Thank you. We'll close that to public comment. Item number 29, the Scrub Oak annexation.
Located at 2998 East Apple Hollow Cove. Property owner can sign the consent in 2002. Zoning is R121 in the county, proposed to be R120 in Sandy.
This item has been noticed to the public. Is there anybody here tonight, the property owner would like to speak on this item? Mike, anybody online?
If you're joining us via Zoom webinar and would like to speak on the Scrub Oak annexation, please use the raise your hand feature now, and we'll address you one at a time. I'm seeing no hands.
Thank you. We'll close that to public comment. Next one is the Jankee Flats annexation.
Yeah, this is for a 4-lot subdivision, 3020, 3023, 3030, and 3033 East Yankee Flats Lane. The developer signed the consent for this subdivision in 2014. Current zoning in the county is R121. We would propose them to be R120 in Sandy City. 2 of those lots would be legal non-conforming because they are under 20,000 square feet currently.
This item has been noticed to the public. Is there anybody here tonight that would like to speak on this item? Please come down and state your name and address for the record. And just speak really into one of those 2 mics.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be brief. So my name's David Cheffings. I live at 3033 East Yankee Flats Lane, so one of those non-conforming lots. Myself, I actually have no problems. Actually, I'm in full support of the annexation. I've actually sent questions to Brian. He's answered all those questions. And talking with the neighbors, I know I can't really represent the neighbors, but we've discussed this proposal, and nobody actually has any issues with it. The only 2 things that really came up, which I think Brian has actually answered, one was about the Bell Canyon irrigation rights, and it sounds like there's no change to that. Those will continue. Another question that we had, all the homeowners would really like to see the road taken over by Sandy City, but in talking with Brian, that was not possible because of the size of the lots would be reduced. So if that was ever a consideration in the future, we would like that to be considered, just more for snow plowing than anything else. The only last question I have is, I'm a little unsure why the crosshatch goes down Dimpledale Road. I didn't actually get a chance to ask Brian about that. Sorry?
Please.
You can answer that.
Yeah, he can answer that after.
Yeah, as homeowners, we weren't aware of that zone going down the road there. So, other than that, no other issues.
Thank you for your time.
All right, thank you.
Anybody else online, Mike?
If you're joining us via Zoom webinar and would like to speak on the Yankee Flats annexation, please use the raise your hand feature now, and we'll address you one at a time. I'm seeing no hands.
We'll close that to public comment. Item number 31, the Hilton annexation.
This is located at 10424 South Dimpledale Road. Property owner signed a consent in 2015. Current zoning is R121, proposed to be R120 in Sandy City.
Thank you. Is the property owner here that would like to speak on this item? Anybody online?
If you're joining us via Zoom webinar and would like to speak on the Hilton annexation, please use the raise your hand feature now, and we'll address you one at a time. I am seeing no hands.
Thank you. We'll close that to public comment. Item number 32, the Southwick annexation.
Located at 10524 South Dimpledale Road. Property owner signed the consent in 2016. Current zoning is R143. Proposed to be R140A in Sandy because he does have large animals on site.
Thank you. Is the property owner here tonight would like to speak to this item? Anybody online, Mike?
If you're joining us via Zoom webinar and would like to speak on the Southwick annexation, please use the raise your hand feature now, and we'll address you one at a time. I am seeing no hands.
Thank you. We'll close that to public comment. Item number 33, the Turning Point annexation.
So this is a subdivision with 5 lots. You see the addresses on the screen. The developer signed a consent back in 2016. Current zoning is R143, proposed to be R140 in Sandy.
Thank you. Is the property owner here tonight would like to speak to this item? Anybody online, Mike?
If you're joining us via Zoom webinar and would like to speak on the Turning Point annexation, please use the raise your hand feature now, and we'll address you one at a time. I am seeing no hands.
We'll close that to public comment. Item number 34, Newman annexation.
So this annexation includes 4 properties located on 20th East. This is a group of individuals that wanted to annex in. They gave their consent forms back in January. So just as the timing went, we included this as part of all the others. They signed their consent, like I said, in January of this year. Current zoning is R128-21, proposed to be R120 in Sandy.
Is any of the property owners here that would like to speak to this item tonight? Anybody online, Mike?
If you are joining us via Zoom webinar and would like to speak to this particular item, please use the raise your hand feature now and we'll address you one at a time. We do have Linda Newman. You may unmute yourself.
Linda, if you could state your name and address for the record, you'll have 2 minutes.
My name is Linda Newman, and my address is 10715 South 2000 East in Sandy, unincorporated. But our question is, we have pasture and place for large animals. We don't have any right now, but we've had that zoning, and I want to keep that. I noticed one of them had an A at the end. Is that something that we can request, or?
Yes, that we will include that as part of the motion for tonight.
Okay.
Thank you. Anybody else online, Mike?
I am seeing no other hands raised.
Thank you. We'll close that to public comment. And the last one is the Finley Mini annexation.
Located at 2030 and 2060 East. The developer of this 2-lot subdivision signed the consent back in 1999. Proposed zoning, it is currently zoned R121 in the county, proposed to be R120 in Sandy City.
Thank you. Is the property owner here tonight that would like to speak to this item? Anybody online, Mike?
If you are joining us via Zoom webinar and would like to speak to this particular Finley Mini annexation, please use the raise your hand feature now and we'll address you one at a time. I am seeing no hands raised.
Thank you. We'll close that to public comment. And we'll bring that back to just general public comment. If there's anybody else that would like to speak tonight to this item, you're welcome. Please come down. You'll have 2 minutes. Again, please just state your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Vaughn Cox. My address is 9906 South, 2700 East. You have a copy of the letter that I have given you before. I want to make just a couple of comments. First, has anyone really considered how these annexations are going to break up the current islands? I look at the island I live in. It's about 3/4 of a mile long. From the top to the bottom, it changes from unincorporated county to Sandy, back to unincorporated county 9 times. 9 times. And as I talk with people in Sandy, I feel like those kind of common sense things fall on deaf ears. So I want to ask the question, what is the real motivation for these annexations? It's probably above the pay grade of everybody in this room. But the message delivered by Sandy City is that the city has a contractual right to complete these annexations. Perhaps they do, perhaps they don't. While there are many legal arguments that the annexation clauses are not enforceable, no one knows how a court would rule in this issue. But in all candor, these 29 annexation resolutions, these actions that would annex 53 parcels of land within the Granite community, are not really about annexation at all. They are about Sandy City's efforts to stop the incorporation of the city of Granite. If these annexations go through, the map of Granite will change, and those that are trying to incorporate Granite will have to start over. The deadline is July of 2027, and there's not enough time to start over and complete it. So this is an effort to stop that effort. If these annexations go through, the incorporation effort will likely die or be on life support. Through these annexation actions, the Sandy City is actually working to, number 1, silence the voice of the Granite community and its residents. Number 2, stop a valid and legally authorized election where the residents of Granite can make their own decision. And number 3, deny the residents of Granite their right of self-determination. It's hard for me to find an example in Utah government of anything more undemocratic and un-American than using technicalities and trickery to silence the voice of an entire community. And that's what's happening here.
2 minutes are up.
You know, I don't know what to say, but it's unconscionable what's happening here. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else that would like to speak tonight that hasn't already? Please come down. If you'd state your name and address for the record, please.
I'm Rob Alston. I live at 10575 Dimpledale Road. Currently a resident of Sandy City. Wasn't always that. So I lived in Sandy City for 20 years over on Sega Lily. Moved on to Dimpledale about 20 years ago. So I was a member of the Granite Community. Joined the Granite Community Board for about 4 or 5 years. Really didn't think that Granite Community was particularly well run, and there was a lot of people who had hostility to Sandy City for what I thought were really good reasons. So 15 years ago, I voluntarily left Granite Community, and annexed into Sandy. In that 15 years, I've had a lot of dealings with Sandy City. They've been nothing but positive. I love the people that I've worked with, whether it's been in public utilities, planning, development. I added onto my house. I did an ADU, all kinds of things where I've had to deal with Sandy City, including police. Quick response for police as opposed to being in the county. Anyway, I'm really happy with being in Sandy City, and I support these annexations because I think it makes no sense whatsoever to have the current checkerboard of county and Sandy City that we have on Dimpledale. And it only makes sense to have it be one city, and I think Sandy City's the right city for that.
Thank you for your time. Anybody else that would like to speak tonight? Anybody online, Mike?
If you are joining us via Zoom webinar and would like to speak on any of the annexation items, please use the raise your hand feature now, and we'll address you one at a time. You have one raised hand. Mr. Steve Van Maren, you may unmute yourself.
Steve, you'll have 2 minutes.
Thank you. Steve Van Maren, 14178 South Bangor Parkway. I am totally impressed with the chairs getting through this agenda so quickly. I totally understand what you're trying to do. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Steve. Anybody else online or in person that would like to speak to these items tonight?
I'm seeing no other hands.
Okay, we're going to close that to public comment, and we're going to bring that back to the commission for action. Let's see, going back to the Walters annexation, that would be number two. Oh, sure, absolutely. Sorry. Deliberation. Are there specific questions on any of the annexations or process, or what would you like to discuss?
It appears as though we're creating all these islands, but
Can you speak into your mic?
it
Sorry.
appears as though we're creating all these islands, but can the state law be explained what the motivation is for these annexations that we're doing?
Darian, did you want to take that one?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Sorry, I'm a little under the weather. So the state law allows annexation of a contiguous property that's within an island or a peninsula in Sandy. So if it's already an island and there's a property within that island that's contiguous to Sandy, Sandy is allowed under state law to annex that. It's the city council that makes the determination that it's in the best interest of the city to annex only a portion of that island or peninsula when they annex the property or, multiple properties. They're not creating the island because it already exists as an island today. They adopted that intent to annex resolution previously, and within that resolution, they made the determination that it was in the best interest of Sandy City to only annex a portion.
I'm not sure I understood that answer, actually. So did you say that there was not, these annexations wouldn't create any instances where that property does not touch Sandy City after it's annexed? Is that, I thought that was the intention as far as islands go. And do any of these annexations not meet that, or is my understanding not correct?
So that each property that's being annexed is contiguous to Sandy City. It
They
just
are.
isn't the entire island that's being annexed.
Okay, I
It's
understand.
a portion of an
I
island
understand.
that's being annexed.
Okay.
Craig, does that answer your question?
Is there not a deadline that the state has given us?
So there is the state has adopted an automatic annexation date in 2027. These properties have annexation agreements of various forms that are already in place. And so Sandy City is annexing them in advance of that automatic annexation timeframe based on the water service that we're providing and that promise of future annexation.
So it appears like there's a lot more annexations coming that will fill in these areas by the state's deadline. And I'm not sure if the audience understands that.
And by what Brennan mentioned, there were a few that are coming in just as a consent.
Correct.
And not as part of a water letter as well. There were several of those too.
I believe that when the state adopted the automatic annexation, there actually were quite a few properties that began to just request annexation in advance of that date.
And we have done some of those already as part. Yeah, we've seen several of those already.
I mean, one last question about the granite situation. Are we hampering something there in the granite area?
So the granite area performed a feasibility study, and that feasibility study included some of these properties. So that feasibility study would need to be amended if the city council determines to annex these properties. But that determination is going to be made by the city council.
Mr. Chair, I have a question
Yeah.
regarding there was a lot of questions on services. And so if we could just put on record how services will be tackled in these new annexed areas, that would be helpful.
Do you want to, Brian, you want to talk about that for a minute?
Yeah, and talking with our public works folks, there are already current agreements with the county on some of these areas, because this isn't, unfortunately, not a new thing. I mean, we have areas that are you could have portions of the same street that are part in Sandy and partly in the county. And so there are agreements in some of those locations where either Sandy performs the service on the snow plow or the county does. And so we would have similar agreements in place in some of these areas.
Chairman, I got a couple of questions. We've had a lot regarding the water. From my understanding, the people that had the water letters or whatever, they sent us something saying that they would like to move forward with this, but now someone to draw out of that. Is that what I heard?
So there are a couple of properties that have signed a consent, and there was language on former consents that had language on being able to withdraw from the annexation. And so on the Seabridge property, we did get one of those letters where they formally requested to withdraw from the annexation.
Okay, because I heard a couple of people say they may be submitting that to withdraw, even though they said that would be okay. And there's a couple of you that said, hey, yes, we need to go forward on that.
Like I said, it was on there was a certain time period that language is on the consent. We'll have to look at each one of those individually.
There was also a question if Sandy annexes them in and Granite goes through, can Granite annex them back into Granite? Or is that, once it's into Sandy, you can't go back?
Yeah, once it's into Sandy, it's in Sandy.
Because I sort of heard some of that concern going on there. From my understanding, we're making a recommendation basically just to move forward with these to the city council, and the city council make a decision, basically answer all the concerns that this audience had today.
Yeah, there will be a public hearing on April 7th, and that starts at 5:15 in front of the city council. Same location.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Yeah, right, maybe to stay there. So on Mr. Cox's document here, these items here where it's talked about the water annexation contractually forbidden documentation. So do we have any of these items on here tonight that are still on the agenda? That
I haven't seen his letter, so I don't know what property he's referring to, and I don't know enough information on that contract. We would have to have our legal.
Okay,
look
so
into that.
if we went ahead and had provided a recommendation, obviously this is, the city council makes the final call on this.
That's correct. Anything
So-
on these would be
So
taken
we
out
would
or
just make that
determined by the city
recommendation
council. Yeah,
at this point,
yeah,
and then all that would be figured out afterwards. So-
Correct.
that's correct.
Yeah, it'd certainly
Yeah,
probably go
along-
to our attorneys before it came to the city council, probably.
Okay. And then there was that question about the Dimpledale Road crosshatch. Maybe if you could provide some additional clarity on
Yeah.
that. Was that part of the map, the plat
That one.
previously?
Yeah, in a number of annexations we've done since the state passed that bill, others have expressed interest. They have to be contiguous, and we have included sections of Dimpledale Road on the past. And so we just did that same process on this one.
Okay. Okay, and then we had some general discussion prior, like, we all visited these properties as a planning commission on on a bus, and we had some general discussion about R140A versus R140. And these R140A the R140 recommendations, they all had an R143 designation in the county, and that designation also offered animal rights. Correct. And I think as a planning commission, we talked about particularly those properties that were near the Granite Park and Dimpledale Recreational Park areas that were zoned recommended to be R140 to, I think, to come in at R140A is how we generally discuss that. So I think we'll see that in some of the motions. So,
Okay. Did that complete your?
yeah, that's
Okay.
all I had. So-
Lenice, did you have some questions?
Nope, I don't have any questions.
Okay. Are we ready to kind of make some motions or? Okay. Going to item 3, which is the Walters annexation.
Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion.
Okay.
I recommend that the planning commission send a positive recommendation to the city council that the Walters annexation be approved and zoned R110 based on the 5 findings in the staff report.
Is there a second?
Second.
Lenice Davenport,
Yes.
Craig Kitterman,
Yes.
Dave Bromley,
Yes.
Steve Wrigley,
Yes.
Jennifer George,
Yes.
Danny Schoenfeld.
Yes.
This motion carries.
Thank you. Next item is the Cassell annexation number 4.
Mr. Chair, I'll make the motion on that.
Go ahead.
Realizing that the council will take the final action on this, I recommend that the planning commission send a positive recommendation to the city council that the Cassell annexation be approved and zoned R110 based on the 5 findings of the staff report.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Lenice Davenport,
Yes.
Steve Wrigley,
Yes.
Dave Bromley,
Yes.
Craig Kitterman,
Yes.
Jennifer George,
Yes.
Danny Schoenfeld.
Yes.
This motion carries.
Next is the Clark annexation.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion that the planning commission send a positive recommendation to the city council that the Clark annexation be approved and zoned R110 based on the 5 findings in the staff report.
Is there a second?
Second.
Lenice Davenport,
Yes.
Craig Kitterman,
Yes.
Dave Bromley,
Yes.
Steve Wrigley,
Yes.
Jennifer George,
Yes.
Danny Schoenfeld.
Yes.
This motion carries.
Number 6, the Hidden Pine annexation.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion that the planning commission send a positive recommendation to the city council that the Hidden Pine annexation be approved and zoned R115 based on the 5 findings of the staff report.
Is there a second?
Yes. I'll be second that.
Sorry, who was the second?
Steve.
I did it.
Thank you. Lenise Davenport,
Yes.
Steve Wrigley,
Yes.
Dave Bromley,
Yes.
Craig Kitterman,
Yes.
Jennifer George,
Yes.
Danny Schoenfeld.
Yes.
This motion carries.
Number 7, the Smith annexation.
Mr. Chair, I recommend that the Planning Commission send a positive recommendation to the City Council that the Smith annexation be approved and zoned R115 based on the 4 findings of the staff report.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Lenise Davenport,
Yes.
Jennifer George,
Yes.
Dave Bromley,
Yes.
Steve Wrigley,
Yes.
Craig Kitterman,
Yes.
Danny Schoenfeld.
Yes.
This motion carries.
Number 8, Pingree annexation.
Mr. Chair, this is my final motion of the evening.
Okay.
I recommend that the Planning Commission send a positive recommendation to the City Council that the Pingree annexation be approved and zoned R120 based on the 5 findings of the staff report.
Is there a second?
Second.
Lenise Davenport,
Yes.
Craig Kitterman,
Yes.
Dave Bromley,
Yes.
Steve Wrigley,
Yes.
Jennifer George,
Yes.
Danny Schoenfeld.
Yes.
This motion carries.
Anderson annexation, number 9.
I'm not quite ready to make a motion on that. Does someone else want to do that one, number 9?
I don't have it in front of me.
I'm conflicted.
Jennifer?
I'd like to make a motion that the planning commission send a positive recommendation to city
Ms. George,
council.
is your microphone on?
Yeah,
Okay.
closer.
Yeah, close. There you go.
I'd like to make a recommendation that the planning commission send a positive recommendation to city council that the Anderson annexation be approved and zoned R115 based on the 5 recommendations.
Is there a second?
Second.
Jennifer George,
Yes.
Dave Bromley,
Yes.
Steve Wrigley,
Yes.
Lenise Davenport,
Yes.
Craig Kitterman,
No.
Danny Schoenfeld.
Yes.
This motion carries.
Number 10, the Anderson annexation.
Miller?
Miller.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Number 10, Miller annexation. Sorry.
I'd like to make a recommendation there.
Okay.
I move that the Planning Commission send a positive recommendation to the City Council that the Miller annexation be approved and zoned R120 based upon the 5 findings in the staff report.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Craig Kitterman,
Yes.
Steve Wrigley,
Yes.
Dave Bromley,
Yes.
Lenise Davenport,
Yes.
Jennifer George,
Yes.
Danny Schoenfeld.
Yes.
This motion carries.
Number 11, the parish annexation.
I'd like to make a motion.
Okay.
I recommend that the Planning Commission send a positive recommendation to the City Council that the Paris annexation be approved and zoned R115 based upon the 5 findings.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Craig Kitterman,
Yes.
Steve Wrigley,
Yes.
Dave Bromley,
Yes.
Lenise Davenport,
Yes.
Jennifer George,
Yes.
Danny Schoenfeld.
Yes.
This motion carries.
The Sievert annexation, number 12.
I move that the Planning Commission send a positive recommendation to the City Council that the Sieverts annexation be approved and zoned R140A based upon 4 of the findings, with number 4 being altered instead of R140 to be R140A.
Is there a second?
Second.
Craig Kitterman,
Yes.
Lenise Davenport,
Yes.
Dave Bromley,
Yes.
Steve Wrigley,
Yes.
Jennifer George,
Yes.
Danny Schoenfeld.
Yes.
This motion carries.
Number 13, the Jacobin annexation.
I recommend that the Planning Commission send a positive recommendation to the City Council that the Jacobin annexation be approved and zoned R140A based upon the findings, except altering item number 4 to be R140A.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Craig Kitterman,
Yes.
Lenise Davenport,
Yes.
Dave Bromley,
Yes.
Steve Wrigley,
Yes.
Jennifer George,
Yes.
Danny Schoenfeld.
Yes.
This motion carries.
Number 14, Knight annexation.
I recommend that the Planning Commission send a positive recommendation to the City Council that the Knight annexation be approved and zoned R140A based upon the 4 findings, with the 5th finding, R140, be amended to be R140A.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Craig Kitterman,
Yes.
Steve Wrigley,
Yes.
Dave Bromley,
Yes.
Lenise Davenport,
Yes.
Jennifer George,
Yes.
Danny Schoenfeld.
Yes.
This motion carries.
Number 15, Alta Villa number 1 annexation.
I'd like to make a recommendation that the Planning Commission send a positive recommendation to the City Council that the Alta Villa 1 annexation be approved and zoned R140A based on the 5 findings with changing item number 4 to R140A.
Is there a second?
Second.
Jennifer George,
Yes.
Dave Bromley,
Yes.
Steve Wrigley,
Yes.
Lenise Davenport,
Yes.
Craig Kitterman,
Yes.
Danny Schoenfeld.
Yes.
This motion carries.
Number 16, Alta Villa number 2 annexation.
I'd like to recommend that the Planning Commission send a positive recommendation to City Council that Alta Villa 2 annexation be approved and zoned for R140A based on the 5 findings, changing item number 4 to R140A.
Is there a second?
Second.
Jennifer George,
Yes.
Dave Bromley,
Yes.
Steve Wrigley,
Yes.
Lenise Davenport,
Yes.
Craig Kitterman,
Yes.
Danny Schoenfeld.
Yes.
This motion carries.
Number 17, Alta Villa number 3 annexation.
I'd like to recommend that the Planning Commission send a positive recommendation to City Council and that Alta Villa 3 annexation be approved and zoned for R140A based on the 4 findings, changing item 4 to R140A.
Is there a second?
Second.
Jennifer George,
Yes.
Dave Bromley,
Yes.
Steve Wrigley,
Yes.
Lenise Davenport,
Yes.
Craig Kitterman,
Yes.
Danny Schoenfeld.
Yes.
This motion carries.
Number 18, Alta Villa number 4 annexation.
I'd like to recommend that the Planning Commission send a positive recommendation to City Council that the Alta Villa 4 annexation be approved and zoned R140A based on the 4 findings, changing the 4th item to R140A.
Is there a second?
Second.
Jennifer George,
Yes.
Dave Bromley,
Yes.
Steve Wrigley,
Yes.
Lenise Davenport,
Yes.
Craig Kitterman,
Yes.
Danny Schoenfeld.
Yes.
This motion carries.
Number 19, South Miller annexation.
I'd like to recommend that the Planning Commission send a positive recommendation to City Council that the S. Miller annexation be approved and zoned R140A based on the 5 findings, changing item 4 to R140A.
Second.
Jennifer George,
Yes.
Craig Kitterman,
Yes.
Dave Bromley,
Yes.
Steve Wrigley,
Yes.
Lenise Davenport,
Yes.
Danny Schoenfeld.
Yes.
This motion carries.
Number 20, the Fricks annexation.
Okay, I'll make a motion that the Planning Commission send a positive recommendation to the City Council that the Fricks annexation be approved and zoned R140A based on the 5 findings with the 4th modified to be R140A.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Dave Bromley,
Yes.
Steve Wrigley,
Yes.
Lenise Davenport,
Yes.
Craig Kitterman,
Yes.
Jennifer George,
Yes.
Danny Schoenfeld.
Yes.
This motion carries.
Number 21, Brown annexation.
Make a recommendation that the Planning Commission send a positive recommendation to the City Council that the Brown annexation be approved and zoned R115 based on the 5 findings detailed in the staff report.
Is there a second?
Question.
Yeah.
Animals? Was that the one?
No.
Second.
Sorry, was that
That
Craig?
was Craig.
Dave Bromley,
Yes.
Craig Kitterman,
Yes.
Steve Wrigley,
Yes.
Lenise Davenport,
Yes.
Jennifer George,
Yes.
Danny Schoenfeld.
Yes.
This motion carries.
Number 22, the LCR1 annexation.
Okay, I'll make a motion that the Planning Commission send a positive recommendation to the City Council that the LCR1 annexation be approved and zone R120A based on the 5 findings detailed in the staff report.
Is there a second?
Second. Go
Craig.
ahead.
I'll second it.
Steve? Okay.
Dave Bromley,
Yes.
Steve Wrigley,
Yes.
Lenise Davenport.
Can I ask a question at this time? It looks like on the staff report there was R120 and R120A.
Yeah, I bet the recommendation is for zoning of R120A, and it could have been appropriate for R120 or R121A, so.
And you
The
did.
recommendation
Change
is
number 4.
R120A.
Okay, gotcha. Am I okay to still vote on
Yeah.
that, Aisha? Yes.
Craig Kitterman,
Yes.
Jennifer George,
Yes.
Danny Schoenfeld.
Yes.
This motion carries.
Number 23, the MSMR annexation.
Okay, I'll make a motion that the planning commission send a positive recommendation to the city council that the MSMR annexation be approved and zoned R120 based on the 5 conditions detailed in the staff report.
Is there a second?
Second it.
Dave Bromley,
Yes.
Steve Wrigley,
Yes.
Lenise Davenport,
Yes.
Craig Kitterman,
Yes.
Jennifer George,
Yes.
Danny Schoenfeld.
Yes.
This motion carries.
Number 24, Lakai annexation.
Okay, I'll make a motion that the planning commission send a positive recommendation to the city council that the Lakai annexation be approved and zoned R140 and CC, community commercial, based on the 5 findings detailed in the staff report.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Dave Bromley,
Yes.
Jennifer George,
Yes.
Steve Wrigley,
Yes.
Lenise Davenport,
Yes.
Craig Kitterman,
No.
Danny Schoenfeld.
Yes.
This motion carries.
Number 27, TP Real Estate annexation.
I'll make a motion that the planning commission send a positive recommendation to city council that the TP real estate annexation be approved and zoned R120 based on the 5 findings detailed in the staff report.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Sorry, who was the second?
That was me.
Steve.
Thank you. Dave Bromley,
Yes.
Steve Wrigley,
Yes.
Lenise Davenport,
Yes.
Craig Kitterman,
Yes.
Jennifer George,
Yes.
Danny Schoenfeld.
Yes.
This motion carries.
Number 28, G Miller annexation.
I'll make a motion that the planning commission send a positive recommendation to the city council that the G. Miller annexation be approved and zoned R120 based on the 5 findings detailed in the staff report.
Is there a second?
Second.
Dave Bromley,
Yes.
Craig Kitterman,
Yes.
Steve Wrigley,
Yes.
Lenise Davenport,
Yes.
Jennifer George,
Yes.
Danny Schoenfeld.
Yes.
This motion carries.
Number 29, Scrub Oak annexation.
I'll make a motion that the planning commission send a positive recommendation to the city council that the Scrub Oak annexation be approved and zoned R120 based on, actually, that one, I'm going to make a recommendation that it be zoned R120A. It abuts the park. Based on the 5 findings detailed in the staff report with the change to item 4 to be R120A.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Dave Bromley,
Yes.
Steve Wrigley,
Yes.
Lenise Davenport,
Yes.
Craig Kitterman,
Yes.
Jennifer George,
Yes.
Danny Schoenfeld.
Yes.
This motion carries.
Number 30, the Janke Flats annexation.
My turn. I make a recommendation to the planning commission, send a positive recommendation to city council that the Jake Flats annexation R120 zone be approved with the 5 recommendations.
Is there a second?
The 5 findings? Second.
5 findings.
Second.
Steve Wrigley,
Yes.
Dave Bromley,
Yes.
Lenise Davenport,
Yes.
Craig Kitterman,
Yes.
Jennifer George,
Yes.
Danny Schoenfeld.
Yes.
This motion carries.
Number 31, Hilton annexation.
Make a recommendation to the planning commission, send a positive, I make a recommendation that the planning commission send a positive recommendation to the city council that the Hilton Annex R120 zone be approved with 5 findings.
Is there a second?
Second.
Steve Wrigley,
Yes.
Dave Bromley,
Yes.
Lenise Davenport,
Yes.
Craig Kitterman,
Yes.
Jennifer George,
Yes.
Danny Schoenfeld.
Yes.
This motion carries.
Number 32, Southwick annexation.
I make a recommendation to the planning, that the planning commission send a positive recommendation to the city council that the Southwick Annex R140A zone be approved with following 4 or 5 recommendations.
Is there a second?
Second.
Steve Wrigley,
Yes.
Dave Bromley,
Yes.
Lenise Davenport,
Yes.
Craig Kitterman,
Yes.
Jennifer George,
Yes.
Danny Schoenfeld.
Yes.
This motion carries.
Number 33, Turning Point annexation.
Make a recommendation that the Turning Point annexation, pardon me, make a recommendation, the planning commission send a positive recommendation to the city council that the Turning Point annexation R1A40A be approved with the 5 recommendations, with number 3 being changed to 4, R140A.
Is there a
Yeah,
second?
Item number 4. To change it to R1 on item number 4.
I did, just said R140A.
Yeah, instead of 3, but yes.
It's 4.
I will second that if it's the fourth one.
Okay, you gotta say the wrong number rather than 4.
Steve Ridley,
Yes.
Dave Bromley,
Yes.
Lenise Davenport,
Yes.
Craig Kitterman,
Yes.
Jennifer George,
Yes.
Danny Schoenfeld.
Yes.
This motion carries.
Number 34, Newman annexation.
I make a recommendation that the planning commission send a positive recommendation to the city council that the Newman annexation R120A zone be approved with modifications to five findings with modification to number 4, that it be changed to R120A.
Is there a second?
Second.
Steve Ridley,
Yes.
Craig Kitterman,
Yes.
Dave Bromley,
Yes.
Lenise Davenport,
Yes with the 4 findings.
Jennifer George,
Yes.
Danny Schoenfeld.
Yes.
This motion carries.
And number 35, Finley Mini annexation.
I make a recommendation that the planning commission send a positive recommendation to the city council that the Finley mini annexation R120A zone would be approved with the 5 findings.
I don't think that one was an A.
Was
Where
that-
is this one?
What, I didn't have it down here, is it?
I don't think so.
No A, but it's 4 findings.
It was,
There's 5.
yeah, there's 5, and it's
But-
R120A, isn't it? We're not changing R120A, we're just doing R120.
I don't think this one
The
is.
staff recommendation is shown as
It's
just R120,
R120.
but
Yeah,
if
the
you,
recommendation's R120.
Okay, so where
are
is
you
this
suggesting a
one?
change to the A? In your motion, Steve?
No,
Okay.
he was asking if it was.
No, you said A.
You-
You said A.
You said A in your motion. That's why they're questioning.
wanna
I didn't
restate
notice
that?
So I just go back as it says, R120.
Okay.
Is there a second?
Second.
Steve Ridley,
Yes.
Dave Bromley,
Yes.
Lenise Davenport,
Yes.
Craig Kitterman,
Yes.
Jennifer George,
Yes.
Danny Schoenfeld.
Yes.
This motion carries.
That concludes all of our public hearing items. We have a little bit of administrative business. The March 5th meeting minutes, do we have a motion to approve those?
Motion to approve?
Is there a second?
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
James?
I have nothing further tonight. Mike, anything you need to bring up tonight?
Other than our next meeting will be as scheduled on April 2nd.
Okay. Any other business? Take one last motion.
Motion to adjourn?
All those in favor?
Aye.
We stand adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
If we hit calendar for a second, oh, wait. The 7th,